Hey there, and welcome back to Thinking in English. I'm Ryland, and in this episode, we have another special treat for you. We're going to learn and practice English with a beautiful short story. Remember, we're not reading the full book. This is a summarized version of the story. That means it is short, simple, and perfect for language learning. The story you will hear today is called The Selfish Giant. My friend Alex will narrate it for you slowly and clearly. Here's what we'll do today. First, you will hear the story slowly, focusing on natural descriptive language. Then, I will teach you adjectives and adverbs from the story. I will explain each word and phrase in a clear and simple way. And finally, you will practice shadowing. You can pause, repeat, or even write down what you hear. So get ready. This is The Selfish Giant, told just for English learners.
A giant owned a large, lovely garden. It was full of soft, green grass and beautiful trees that blossomed sweetly in the springtime. Every afternoon, when the children were finished with school, they would happily enter the garden to play. The giant, however, was away visiting his friend the ogre. When the giant returned after 7 long years, he saw the children playing in his garden. He became very angry. "My own garden is my own garden," he shouted cruelly. "Anyone can understand that, and I will allow nobody to play in it but myself." The frightened children ran sadly away. The giant immediately built a high wall all around the lovely garden and put up a sign that read, "Trespassers will be prosecuted." The children now had nowhere to play. They tried the road, but the road was dusty and full of hard stones. They walked around the high wall, talking about the beautiful garden inside. Then spring came to the entire country. There were birds and blossoms everywhere, but not in the giant's garden. It remained cold and wintry. The birds did not sing, and the trees refused to blossom. The giant sat alone in his cold garden and wondered, why is the spring so late in coming? He didn't know that the spring and the summer had decided, "We will not visit a selfish place." Then, one morning, the giant awoke and heard a little bird singing sweetly outside his window. He realized the cold had disappeared. He looked out and saw a truly wonderful sight. The children had secretly crept through a small hole in the wall. They were sitting in the branches of the trees, and the trees were smiling with blossoms. The spring had returned with the children. But in one corner it was still winter. A little boy stood there crying bitterly, because he was too small to reach the low branch of a tree. The giant's heart suddenly melted. "How selfish I have been," he whispered softly. He went out and gently lifted the small boy into the tree. The little boy put his arms around the giant's neck and kissed him. Then the giant took a large hammer and quickly knocked down the wall. The children rushed back in and played with the giant. From that day on, the giant was never selfish again.
Okay, it's Ryland here again from Thinking in English. We've heard the story, and now it's time to dig into the words that made it so descriptive. We're focusing on adjectives and adverbs, the words that add color and emotion to your English. Mastering these will make your speech sound far more natural and sophisticated. I'm going to introduce the word, give you a simple conversational explanation, and then we'll practice using it with a brand new everyday example. Ready to unleash your English? Great, let's go. 1. Lovely. Adjective. Let's start with lovely. It's such a warm, versatile word. What it means? Something that is very beautiful, enjoyable, or attractive. You can use it for people, objects, or experiences. Think of it as a great alternative to nice or good. New example. The cafe we visited had a lovely view of the park. Now your turn to shadow. Repeat after me. Lovely weather is predicted for tomorrow. 2. Away. Adverb. Next up is away. It's all about distance and location. What it means to be at a distance from a particular place or simply not here. If you're physically leaving somewhere, you're going away. New example. She had to travel away for a 2-week business conference. Let's shadow this common phrase. Please take these old boxes away. 3. Cruelly. Adverb. This word, cruelly, describes a truly harsh way of acting. What it means, doing something in a way that causes pain or distress to others, harshly or unkindly. It tells you the manner in which a mean action was performed. New example. It would be cruelly unfair to blame him for the mistake. Practice this powerful adverb. He was treated cruelly for no reason. 4. Frightened. Adjective. Let's look at frightened. It captures a strong reaction to fear. What it means? Feeling afraid or anxious. It often describes that immediate, sudden feeling of shock or fear when something unexpected happens. New example. The loud fire alarm left the entire office frightened. Shadowing time. I was suddenly frightened by the sound. 5. Sadly. The adverb sadly is essential for expressing emotion. What it means, in a way that clearly shows sadness, unhappiness, or regret. It modifies a verb, showing how an action was done. New example. Sadly, we had to cancel the trip due to the heavy rain. Repeat this emotional phrase. She shook her head sadly. 6. Refused. Verb. Here's a strong verb. Refused. What it means, to show that you are unwilling to do something or accept something. It's a definite no to a request or expectation. New example, the government refused to comment on the ongoing investigation. Practice the line, my old car just refused to start this morning. 7. Wondered. Verb. Next is wondered, the verb of curiosity. What it means to ask yourself a question or to feel curiosity about something. It's the beginning of a mental process of questioning. New example, I wondered why the plane was circling the airport for so long. Let's shadow this common usage. She wondered where she put her keys. 8. Softly. Adverb. The adverb softly is all about gentleness and low volume. What it means, speaking or acting in a quiet, low, or gentle way, often to avoid disturbing someone. New example, the mother was singing softly to her baby. Practice this gentle action. He closed the door softly. 9. Gently. Adverb. Like softly, gently implies care, but usually for a physical action. It means handling something with sensitivity. New example, he gently wiped the dust from the old painting. Repeat the compassionate action. Please handle the vase gently. 10. Quickly. Adverb. And finally, quickly, a straightforward word for speed. What it means? With speed, fast. It describes an action that happens rapidly without delay. New example, we need to finish this report quickly before the deadline. Shadow the final action. Can you get me a pen quickly? Good job. And there you have it. Your vocabulary adventure is complete. Do you see how using words like softly, gently, and cruelly makes your description so much clearer and more detailed? That's how your English becomes stronger, step by step, by using precise words in everyday conversation. I'm Ryland, and this is Thinking in English. Bye for now.